This lesson is on dividing with polynomials. This particular video will discuss and focus how to divide a polynomial by a monomial. So it's going to be divided by just one thing, just one term. So before we do that, let's just talk about regular numbers first. So that way we know why we could apply it on these ones here. So first of all, let's say we just had 6 plus 4 divided by 2. Well, because this doesn't have variables and they're like terms, we can just add them and we would get 6 plus 4 is 10. And then 10 divided by 2 is 5. So hopefully you agree the answer to this is 5. So I could also get 5 though if I divide 2 into both of these separately. So if I do 6 divided by 2, that's 3. And then 4 divided by 2, that's 2. And then 3 plus 2 is 5. So we would get the exact same answer. So as you could see, it works here. And that is why we are going to do the same thing with these problems. Now, if I do this problem again, and I only divide, this is the common mistake I see with a lot of students. They just do 6 divided by 2, which is 3, and then they'll do 3 plus 4, that's 7. It doesn't equal. So no, that is wrong. So it is totally cool to take this number here and divide it into all the terms on the top. So if there were 5 of them, all 5 of them would have to be divided by 2. Okay, so we see it works here, that you can do it here. And now we're going to do it here. So if you're dividing by just one term, split up the division by the terms. And divide each term separately. And then remember, when you're dividing, because we have exponents here now, so when we're doing 12y to the 4th over negative 6y squared, and then so we're splitting this up here into 3 divisions. Now when you're dividing, remember from last chapter, when you divide, you subtract the exponents. So the 12 and the negative 6, that's regular division. That's just 12 divided by negative 6, that's negative 2. And then we subtract the exponents. 4 minus 2 is 2. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. 18 divided by 6 is 3. And then we subtract 3 minus 2 is just 1, y. And then a positive divided by a negative is a negative. 6 divided by 6 is 1. And then 2 minus 2 is 0. So these go and make just 1 here. So this would be the final answer. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that over here. So we have 9x cubed plus 3x squared minus 6x divided by 9x squared. So everything gets divided by the monomial. So then here we'd have 9 divided by 9, that's just 1. 3 minus 2 is 1, so we just have 1x, so this 1 does not need to be there, so we could just put x there. 3/9 is 1/3, and then the x squared and the x squared go away because they make 1. And then 6/9 simplifies to 2/3. And then 1 minus 2 is negative 1. So we know the x is in the denominator. So we could write our answer this way, or even better, we would move the 1/3 to the end because it's the constant. So if we wanted to write this answer even better, we could write it as x minus 2 over 3x plus 1/3. But either's fine. All right, let's take a look at this next one here. So again, the number one mistake, if I were to give this problem on a test, is people would do 6 divided by 2 is 3, and then they would just do 3 plus 3x. They would just bring that down. That is so wrong for the reasons that you saw with this problem here that does not have any algebra. So this has to go, whatever's in the denominator divides everything in the numerator. So the proper way to do this would be 6 over 2 and then 3x over 2. So then 6 divided by 2 is 3. And then 2 can't go into 3, so we could leave it as a fraction. And then if we want to make this even better, the 3 would go at the end. So we'd have 3 halves x plus 3. Or the x could go on the top. So when the x is on the top, it could go either on the side, but it's even better to put it on the top. So it's in the numerator, so it's very clear that it's not in the denominator. So if you have this as your answer, if you did 3 divided by 2 is 1.5, this would also be okay.